Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome back to the class. In our previous session, we explored the various tools and frameworks that can guide sustainable procurement such as Kraljic metrics, eco-labels, life cycle assessment and decision-making methods. Today, we are going to focus on how to combine these tools in practice to drive meaningful results in sustainable procurement management. Procurement managers often face complex decisions when sourcing sustainable products and materials, especially when they try to balance cost, quality, and environmental and social performances. By combining different tools and frameworks, companies can make more strategic, data driven decisions that align with their sustainability goals. In this lecture, we will focus on segmenting spend to allocate efforts when they will have the most impact, and how to use life cycle assessment selectively based on impact, how to apply multi criteria analysis MCA and knock out the streamlined supplier selection, how to monetize sustainability impacts with cost benefit analysis and cost effectiveness analysis, the importance of tracking KPIs and adjusting procurement strategies based on data and evolving priorities. By the end of the lecture, you should have a clear understanding of how to combine these tools effectively to enhance your sustainable procurement efforts and make better, more informed decisions. Let's begin by discussing how to segment procurement, spend and allocate resources to the most impactful areas. Segment spend, Kraljic metrics. How do you prioritize procurement efforts in your organization? Do you focus more on high value, high risk items, or do you allocate resources across the entire supply chain? One of the key strategies for making sustainable procurement more effective is to segment spend based on the Kraljic metrics, which we discussed last week. By categorizing procurement items based on profit impact and supply risk, procurement managers can focus their efforts on high impact categories while simplifying decision making for low impact categories. Applying the Kraljic matrix for sustainability. The Kraljic matrix helps procurement managers decide how much effort to put into sourcing different types of products. In the context of sustainability, this segmentation allows for a more targeted approach. Strategic items that are high profit impact and high supply risk. For these items, invest in deep audits and sustainability collaboration with suppliers. These are often products that have a significant environmental impact or involve high-risk supply chains, for example, conflict materials, sustainable palm oil. Number 2, leverage items, high profit impact and low supply risk. For these items, use your buying power to encourage sustainable practices and material substitutions, moving from virgin plastics to recycled materials. Bottlenecked items that have low profit impact and high supply risk. For these items, focus on risk mitigation by engaging with industry coalitions and pushing for regulations that promote sustainable practice. Non-critical items that have low profit impact and low supply risk. For these items, standardize sustainability criteria and rely on eco-labels to quickly evaluate suppliers. By allocating your sustainability efforts based on the segmentation, you can maximize the impact of your sustainability initiatives. Life cycle assessment. Now, how would you decide when you invest time and resources in a full life cycle assessment versus using simpler tools or data? While life cycle assessment is one of the most robust methods for evaluating the environmental impact of a product or service, it can be a resource-intensive tool. Therefore, it is essential to use LCA selectively, focusing on high-impact items that have the most significant environmental consequences. When to use LCA? For products or materials that have a large environmental footprint, raw materials like steel, concrete or palm oil, a full life cycle assessment should be conducted to assess the entire life cycle from raw material extraction to disposal. Streamlined LCA for lower impact items. For lower impact items like office supplies or packaging materials, a streamlined LCA or the use of generic footprint data may be sufficient to make quick, effective decisions. Streamlined LCAs focus on key contributors to environmental impact, reducing the time and resources needed to conduct a full life cycle assessment. So, by prioritizing LCA for the items that contribute most to your environmental footprint, you can focus on resources where they will have the greatest impact. Apply MCA and knockouts. What do you think is the most effective way to screen suppliers when evaluating their sustainability performance? Should you rely on certifications or should you set specific minimum sustainability thresholds? A highly effective method for comparing suppliers and evaluating their sustainability performance is to combine multi-criteria analysis with knockout criteria. Knockout criteria are minimum sustainability requirements that suppliers must meet in order to consider in the procurement process. These criteria can include certifications like ISO 14001, Fair Trade or FSC, environmental performance metrics such as carbon footprint or water usage, human rights standards including fair wages and worker safety. If a supplier doesn't meet the minimum sustainability threshold, they can automatically exclude it from further consideration. Multi-criteria analysis. Once the knockout criteria are applied, MCA can be used to rank remaining suppliers based on multiple criteria such as cost, quality, or sustainability. Each of these criteria can be assigned a weight. For example, sustainability might account for 30% of the total score and suppliers are second accordingly. This allows you to quantify the trade-offs between cost, quality, and sustainability and make an informed decision. When choosing a packaging supplier, for example, when choosing a packaging supplier, the procurement team might rank suppliers based on cost 40%, sustainability 30%, that can be percentage of recycled content, and supplier reliability 30%. By applying this method, you can make data-driven decisions that balance sustainability with the needs of the business. Monetize where possible. What do you think is the most challenging part of monetizing sustainability? How do you compare environmental cost with traditional business expenses like material or labor costs? While some sustainability impacts are difficult to monetize, tools like cost-benefit analysis and cost-effectiveness analysis can help quantify the financial value of environmental and social outcomes. Cost-benefit analysis attempts to monetize externalities such as the environmental cost of carbon dioxide or the economic benefit of improved health from using non-toxic materials. It involves estimating costs like initial investment in sustainable technologies, estimating benefits such as carbon savings, health savings, brand differentiation. So if a company decides to switch to electric delivery trucks, CBA could calculate upfront cost, investment in EVs, long-term savings, reduced fuel and maintenance cost, and environmental benefit, reduced emissions over the lifespan of the trucks. Cost effectiveness analysis. In cases where monetizing externalities is not feasible, CEA is used to compare the cost per unit of environmental outcomes. जैसे कि cost per ton of carbon dioxide avoided. This is particularly useful when the sustainability impact can be qualified but monetization is not possible. For example, if a company is choosing between different energy efficient equipments, CEA helps compare the cost per unit of energy saved for each option, allowing the company to select the most cost effective solution. Track KPIs. What key performance indicators do you think would be most useful for measuring sustainability progress in procurement? Finally, to ensure that sustainable procurement efforts continues to improve, it is important to measure progress and track KPIs over time. Setting KPIs allows organization to monitor performance in real time, track improvements and adjust strategies as necessary. Sustainability KPIs. Some common sustainability KPIs for procurement include the percentage of total procurement spend that is sustainability source, number of supplier audits, the number of sustainability audits completed for suppliers. Reduction in scope 3 emissions, measuring the emissions in the upstream supply chain and reducing them over time. By continuously measuring and reporting on sustainability KPIs, procurement managers can adjust weights, update sustainability criteria, and realign procurement strategies as evidence and stakeholder priorities evolve. So, the conclusion is while combining tools like LCA, MCA, CBA, and knockout criteria allows procurement managers to make informed decisions while balancing cost, quality, and sustainability. The Kraljic metrics helps prioritize sustainability efforts based on profit impact and supply risk, ensuring that procurement resources are allocated effectively. Decision-making methods like CBA and CEA help monetize externalities and compare procurement options based on environmental outcomes. Tracking KPIs is essential for measuring progress and adjusting procurement strategies to ensure continuous improvement in sustainability. In the next lecture, we will continue our exploration of sustainable procurement by discussing the barriers to implementation and practical strategies for overcoming challenges and making sustainable procurement a reality across organizations. Thank you.